85,
90.
90, 95.
We're playing for keeps.
We're on the market. Stay strong, sir.
Sold!
Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 5th of August. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Peer.
Gary, August's going to be a busy month, but for me personally, very expensive month. I've got my mother's birthday.
You do.
I've got my father's birthday.
In 5 days' time.
I've got their wedding anniversary.
You do.
Not that we're big on giving wedding anniversary gifts,
No.
but you know, a bunch of flowers, bottle of wine.
How many years you reckon?
My parents?
Yeah.
Jeez.
A few years in.
I'm thinking 65 odd
Wow,
years.
amazing.
And you know, as Groucho Marx famously said,
Ah,
marriage
yes.
is a fine institution, assuming you want to live in an institution.
Yes, indeed.
Boom, boom.
Boom, boom, indeed.
Gary, I'm going to rip straight into things. Good to have you on the show. This is your second GPTV in.
Yeah, I'm around for another few weeks.
My quick question to you though, this morning,
Yeah.
you got up, had a shower,
Yeah, I did have a shower. Yeah.
breakfast or no breakfast?
No, I don't eat breakfast. Don't
Coffee, no coffee?
Plenty of coffee.
Plenty of coffee. Did you look in the mirror when you left the house?
Why, you ask?
Well, because your
It's
hair...
a bit windswept. I know, I've got that windswept hair now.
Like,
It's not long at the back, but it's bushy at the front.
And your eyebrows. I mean, there's a constant theme on this show where I do have to facially deconstruct you. Not that this is so perfect, of course, but
No.
I do the best with the limited things that I have.
Well, you spend
and
a lot.
I'm not sure.
You spend a lot on yourself. I mean, he's got all the ejections and all the stuff going on. And if I were you, I'd ask for a refund, quite frankly. But anyway, look, you do go to a lot of effort, and I think that's wonderful. I don't.
Yes.
I'm just a natural, whatever. But I think those eyebrows feel like they espouse wisdom, wisdom and maturity. So I'm just going to leave them, and
Fair enough.
I'm at peace with them. I don't need to look at them. I'm at peace with them. And
fair enough.
but
we all
I'm on good
did look
terms
at
with
you
them.
in the sales meeting yesterday, and all wondered what was like.
Yeah,
what was that
something.
that show about that?
Harry Butler in the Wild, or
No, what the English lawyer,
Richard, yeah.
Rumpole of the Bailey.
Oh, is that right?
You're starting to look. We'll put him up on screen as we speak.
Rumpole of the Bailey.
But
yeah,
you're starting to look a bit Rumpole
of the Bailey.
Rumpole.
Well, I don't mind being a bit Rumpole-ish, Phil. I don't mind at all. In fact, you know what? You can have a little bit of a party with my face, and I'm good with that, because I've got to tell you, it's winter, but it's been sunny. Been a sunny winter, Phil. So, I think the sun makes your hair grow a little bit.
It may well do.
And I'm on good terms with it.
Good sun, good diet,
Yep.
bit of rest, all of those
Exactly
things.
right.
Gary, I want to just jump in and say this.
Yep.
We had a remarkable weekend.
Yes, we did.
Lowish volume. We did
Yes.
have 9 auctions.
Yes.
We sold 8 from 9, and I'm getting to this in a moment, so
Okay.
bear with me. The
Okay.
industry average across the weekend was
71%.
71.
We were 89%.
No, Gary, we weren't 89, and you've just almost spoiled my
sorry.
lead up. We
Sorry, Chief.
were a number,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
for all of our wonderful Asian clients that
yes.
are watching this,
Yes.
here's a number for you, because our results, if you divide 8 divided by 9, multiplied by 100 to get you the percentage, we were 88.88888.
Yes. So if you're a superstitious Asian person, and you like that
Not
8.
superstitious, just feng shui.
If you believe in, feng shui and the power of 8, Philip,
Yes.
I'm glad we didn't sell any more.
So not only did we sell it for 88.888888, those are 8 8s. So, like the stats, if you're in...
So isn't it good that we passed that other property? And if we had sold that last property, you wouldn't have had anything to talk about today.
Do you know what?
And we wouldn't be lucky.
But I do love the number 8. Hence, I have a number plate, Gary, which says PK1818.
Well, 18's also a very lucky number in
absolutely in these parts.
Yes, in these parts. Phil, we're changing work. We're changing things at work now, because Jacinta Allen has come out and said 2 days at home. So
Yes.
I've decided that I'm going to now
work from home
on Saturday. I'm working from home on Saturday. I'm doing my auctions from home. So people want to have an auction now. You've got to come round to my joint, not at the house anymore, and not at the. It's going to be at my joint. So
Your joint, your home.
Yeah, it's going to be at my home. So come round to my home. I'm going to have the races on in the background, the footy on the other telly, but I'll still do the auction in the back garden for you. So for sellers,
work from home. You're going to do Saturdays and Sundays from home.
And I think you should do. I think you should do it in your dressing gown and your slippers. I think you should do your auctions from home as well now, because we get 2 days a week at home. So I'm going to say to you, Phil, I think you're going to have those 2 days to do your auctions. They're the days we're going to spend at home. So I hope all our sellers understand. Buyers, you've got a lovely home. So, and all that space is a bit wasted without you having auctions there.
This is a segue, Gary, into this state which hardly needs any more laws, taxes, rules and regulations.
And they're thinking of more. They're going to keep coming at property. They're going to keep coming at employers.
I don't know whether we can do this, but we're going to do it until we're told we can't do it.
I don't care about political correctness.
No. This is not politically correct.
I want incorrectness.
I'm going to talk to you, Gary, about something that I've just seen on the news.
Yes.
I was slumbering on the couch. I think it was Sunday night a week ago. Could have been Monday night. Shoot me if I've got the wrong day.
No, I won't shoot you for it.
But it's the segue into you having a crack at the rules and regulations in the States. Because I'm watching and I say, hang on a second, let's rewind what I just had a look at. Because I'm a great believer, and as you are, in that this state is so over-regulated, and Australia is becoming so over-regulated.
I know what you're going to talk about
that,
now, yes.
that we're going to unfortunately go on a slide of going backwards. And here are some statistical facts that will prove where we're coming from. Now, Alan Kohler, shout out to you, Alan Kohler, who is the finance editor for the ABC.
Is he one of your mates?
He's not one of my personal mates, but I have met his son on a number of occasions, who is a sensational, not only is he a sensational journalist, but he's also a really comedic journalist at the same time. Anyway, Alan and his son, but Alan Kohler brought these charts up. Now, we're going to flick to the screen now. Have a look at this one, which says planning sector growth and housing prices from 1986. How the orange line is the median dwelling price, and then the number of planners. We have taken bureaucracy to a whole new level. Here's another one, Gary. Dwelling completions per planner. Then we have planners per home built. You can see what's going on here is that, and this is said with all due respect to planners. We've got a lot of good friends that are planners.
Absolutely. They do a good job.
And those planners do an amazing job. And then we've got workers per completed dwelling now up on screen. And you can see that the red tape that has hit the housing industry. People talk about the unaffordability of housing. Well, one of the reasons that the costs have gone up is because of all of the rules and regulations that now require planners per property, many more planners per property than there were now 30 or 40 years ago. Now, if this is at all contentious, I would love to get some feedback.
I'd like a counter-argument, wouldn't you?
Yeah, correct.
I mean, look, on one hand, I understand that workplace safety, might be an issue. So maybe there's a case for that. Maybe they say, look, in 1986, or the people weren't as safe on sites, and that's fair enough. But to go up by 10 times or 9 times as many people per dwelling development, it's gone crazy, Phil.
Something's wrong here.
It's gone crazy, and it just shouldn't be that way.
Without sounding like the old fogies, what happens?
Well, we are the old fogies.
What happens though is that the trouble with red tape is it tends to just grow. Departments tend to look for more work, so you have this exponential growth. But if Alan Kohler is right here, and I would strongly suggest he is, that one of the problems with the cost of housing is the rules and regulations. It now takes a lot more red tape to get a house out of the ground and delivered. Anyway, just so you know, viewers, that there are some facts that we bring into GPTV that make this show very credible.
Alan's son's his name's not Coca, is it?
Go on.
It'd be Coca-Cola if he was.
You're an idiot.
Anyway, so we've just had all this intelligent discussion, and I've just brought it down with idiocy. Anyway, but if he did have to have another child, Coca would be, just try it, see what happens. Phil, it's gone mad. The red tape's crazy. Victoria is not the same Victoria we grew up in, unfortunately. I've got to say that. It's still the sports capital. It's still the entertainment capital. It's the arts capital. It's the protest capital. It never used to be. But it's just become a bit crazy. And I'm thinking also, Phil, I think because we spoke last week about where all the sellers are.
Yes.
I think we need to have a protest that there's not enough sellers. I'm going to march down Balaclava Road with our sales team and start saying we want sellers. Because when do we want them? What do we want?
sellers.
When do we want them?
Now.
Okay, here we go. We're going to make a whole movement. Do you reckon we'll get a lot of community support?
I was trying to take this show into another level of statistical information, facts and things that are completely useful to people. And of course,
hang on,
I had my 60 seconds, my 90 seconds
It wasn't a sense. It wasn't that long ago, by the way, that we were all on holidays in Port Douglas. We joined an actual protest, remember? And our kids still come back to that and they say, why was Uncle Philip walking in saying, save the Daintree? I didn't know he cared so much. And I said, well, when you go away with Uncle Philip on holidays, there's something going on. He's into it.
I forgot that.
You forgot about that story.
That was my very short moment of
being an activist.
Being an activist.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And we were into it, weren't we, for about that 5 minutes that we joined all the way. Save the Daintree. Anyway.
The one thing I do remember about that is within a couple of minutes of me joining, the volume I was able to crank up. I
roused everybody up.
I did. I brought some real passion and zeal to that project.
They never forgot. They've been looking for you ever since. There's people wandering around Port Douglas saying, where is that red-headed guy that
the
was
one that
so
started
passionate?
Torching the cars.
Torching the cars, smashing things and forming a conga line. Anyway, we're getting ridiculous. Let's talk about the market.
Let's talk about what's going on.
I've got to tell you what I think is going on. I think what's happened is I think buyers have woken up, Phil. I think they're out of the winter slumber, because when we had our sales meeting yesterday morning, and a lot happens at that sales meeting, Phil, it's a time of high energy and activity and passion and enthusiasm, inspiration, and Sally Zellman spoke beautifully, and so did you, and
so did you.
Referred back to some wonderful captains of our business, Phil, but got to say that it was pretty clear. A lot more buyers are out, Phil. The numbers are growing.
So one of the stats that we put up at our sales meeting on Monday mornings is how many people per inspection. And the one theme that we can say, and this has been happening over the last 4 weeks, is the numbers that open for inspections has been growing. So that is one of our primary indicators of the health of the market, when it's growing or when it's decreasing. But we're in growth mode now. And the general feeling amongst our salespeople is that these people are all heading towards putting their hand up. And this, the reason for this, and it was written in Monday's Australian Financial Review, is that there is a sense that buyers can see the interest rate cut coming and want to get in before that cut pushes prices up. And the one thing that we do know, the history of lowering interest rates generally responds with rising property prices.
It does stimulate buyer activity and competition. And last week, of course, the heading was, I didn't even check with you, I just ran with it. Hey sellers, where the bloody hell are you? Because last week we talked about that. But we don't have to ask that question about buyers, Phil, because they heard, they must have thought that we were calling for the wrong group. But
the market's very efficient, isn't it? You know, that when things are negative, they turn negative very quickly. When things are heading towards positive, they turn positive very quickly.
Bit of a herd mentality.
No question, there will be people that will look back and say, I was lucky enough to buy in the first half of 2025, but I still think you've got a month, 2 or 3 before we actually see absolute increases across the board.
Absolutely, Phil. Let's talk a little bit about what happened the weekend. Neither you or I had an auction on Saturday. We're just wandering around, twiddling our thumbs. Just being pretty useless, really, and annoying to our families. So that's going to change, because we've got a busy month now. Although you've got no auctions this Saturday. Even though you have a busy Saturday of auctions, you're out. You're on the bench, Phil.
Do you know what? I know how I know how to waste a day.
That's for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, if you didn't before, you do by now. But Victoria Road in Hawthorn East, well, interestingly enough, Philip, if I can be a little bit catty, that was actually unsold by another agent about a year ago. And Jeremy Rosens jumped on in there with Morris Bitton, auctioned it. 3 bidders, Phil, pushed that beyond its reserve. We were quoting $550 to $590. It sold for $632,000.
And interesting story there.
It is.
Not only was it not successfully sold in a previous campaign, but in this campaign, we registered buyers that had seen properties with us in Toorak Road, Toorak, and also in East St Kilda. So
absolutely, who were there competing.
Goes to show that buyers are mobile. That was a lovely apartment with a ground floor apartment with a courtyard garden.
Phil, on Sunday, I did get out and about with you. We only had the 3 auctions, which of course sold 2 out of 3 there. Murray Street was sold for a delightful lady, a a lady approaching 100 years old, Phil, and
Yes,
she looks
Gary.
terrific.
She does.
We should all look like that at 97, I think she is. But
She's 97.
and she looks terrific.
Wonderful person.
Yes, 8 Alston Grove, Phil. That was an interesting auction. Sold for above its range also, not
Yes.
too much over the range, but did sell for 1585, Philip. Congratulations to the buyers and sellers alike for the sale of that home, which has been in the same hands for quite
Good
some time.
competitive bidding, really,
That's what
Gary,
we like.
right from the start, which was terrific.
We like that, Phil. Now,
Yep.
we have got a smorgasbord of fine offerings this weekend. Shall we go through them?
Let's jump into it.
Phil, we have no less than 17 auctions this weekend, and you wouldn't believe on Saturday we've got 10 auctions, every single one of them in a different suburb.
Incredible.
10 auctions,
10 suburbs.
Pretty good.
Let's get into it.
We kick off, Phil, at 10:30 a.m. Graham Callan's going to be in Dandenong Road in Malvern East auctioning this terrific 2-bedroom apartment.
Gary, what a building, what a location. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1 secure car park, a beautiful balcony, wraparound balcony there. That's a great building, great spot.
Phil, I get to go to Patterson Road, Bentley. I'm looking forward to meeting Leon Guzenfitter there, together with Ben Eisner for the auction of this terrific villa.
Gary, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom and a lock-up garage. We love these villas. You get your courtyard gardens, so much potential, polished timber floorboards there, but that's great first home buyers property.
Jeremy Rosens is hanging out in South Yarra on Saturday morning. Is there anywhere in Melbourne you'd rather be?
Meeting Daniel Michmacher there
yes.
for a great 3-bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Beautiful inside, fully renovated. That's a great building, great location.
Williams Road, South Yarra, doesn't get much better than that, Phil, Como district. Phil, we've got triple auction action at 12:30. We've got a beautiful home that Leo Samuel's lucky enough to be auctioning in Lidson Street.
Meeting Izzy Anstey there. This is a gorgeous home, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars, or possibly more depending on their size. Check out the interior of this property. That is just designer heaven. Congratulations to the creation of this property. What a beautiful home and what a great location.
Bernie Mell is jumping into Elsternwick, Phil, in the Pean Highway. Jeremy Rosen's auctions for him.
Bernie Mell and Daniel Peer, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a secure basement car park that comes with a lift, that building. This is a beautiful apartment, great floor plan, and again, a really good sized balcony.
Mark Kirkham and Adi Ignatius are bringing this property in Dandenong Road, Paran, to the market. I'm lucky enough to be doing the auction.
Gary, very affordable this, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Great location in Dandenong Road because it's really 4 suburbs for the price of 1. It has a Paran address. Across the road is St Kilda East, diagonally across the road is Caulfield North, and across another road is Armidale. So what a great location that property is.
Wouldn't be a weekend of auctions at Gary Print Associates without one in Elsternwick, Philip. We're in Clarence Street. Joel Sir is auctioning this fabulous property with Daniel Fisher and Jeremy Rosen.
3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Gary, that's a beautiful property. Comes complete with a pool. That is magnificent and the location is incredible. Don't we love Elsternwick?
We sure do. Now, this is one of the most exciting properties that's been offered to the market in this suburb. Could be the best home ever sold in Hughesdale. Phil, this is 582 Neeram Road. What a masterpiece.
Christian de Freck and Dizzy Wang combined forces there to sell, wait for this, 1,654 square metres of land together with, one could only describe this as a classical estate. The architecture, the romance, the history of this home, together with those parkland gardens, you're buying just a forever home there.
Very excited about that one, Phil. That really is a landmark, iconic property indeed. Younger Avenue, Caulfield South, Phil. That is the auction at 2:30 that Jeremy Rosens is doing.
Joel Sir and Reno Pabalilaw handling that property. This is a great apartment. It's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and two secure car parks. That's a great property, Gary. Love that development in Younger Avenue.
Bruce Street, Brighton East is where we bring down the curtain at 3:30 on Saturday with Jeremy Rosens doing his 4th auction.
Daniel Michmacher's had the auction glory there of handling this property. It sits on 625 square metres of land. It's a 4 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 car house with a pool. Don't we love Bruce Street? Don't we love Brighton East? That's a great location and a really pretty home.
Now, we've given you Saturday off, Phil, but I think you're doing 5 auctions on Sunday, so you better have an early
I'm
night.
up for it, Gary.
An early night on Saturday night. You can't come with me to the football to go and see, I think it's Gold Coast Carlton, I think it is, on Saturday night.
Do you know, I can already tell you the result, Gary.
Yeah, I know that too. to, unfortunately. But anyway, let's kick off on Sunday morning in Rosemont Avenue, one of the best streets in Caulfield North.
Gary,
10:30
we've
a.m.
had the pleasure of selling this house before. Daniel Michmacher and Jeremy Rosens have handled this property. It's got incredible accommodation. It's a beautifully presented house, 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, double lock-up garage. This is the house with absolutely everything. Love this home, Gary. There is so much to love. What a great property and what a great street.
And what a pretty looking home this property is in Albion Street, Balaclava, that kicks off 10:30 a.m. with the Samuel brothers, Aviv and Leo.
Viv and Izzy have been handling this, Gary. This is just an Art Deco delight, which is what the headline says. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. That's a great opportunity to get into a sensational address, walking distance to shops and trams and trains. Doesn't get a better location than that.
You'd be forgiven for thinking Takapuna is an area in New Zealand, Phil, because it probably is, but it's also a street in Caulfield South that at 11:30 you're doing the auction there.
Gary, Joel, Sir and Nikki Janova have had the honours there. I also had the honours of doing the video tour there. That is an incredible house. It's an iconic house. If you know that area, you're going to know this house. This house sits on 1,042 square metres of prime Caulfield South land. You've got Princes Park across the road, but why you'd ever go to the park when you've got a back garden the size of this one? This is a beautiful home, renovated throughout. You can move straight in and get on with life.
12:30, Phil, you'll be Leon Gusenfetter and Ben Eisner. You're auctioning Winston with an I, Winston
Yes,
Drive.
Gary, Ben Eisner's also had the glory there. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. This looks and feels like brand new, but it's better than brand new because the owners have added value. The garden area there is incredible, but that is a stunning home.
Not so long ago, we sold a very popular home in Northcote Avenue, and we're back in wonderful Northcote Avenue at 1:30 on Sunday. Phil.
Gary, Daniel Pierre, Bernard Mell have got the honours there. I love Northcote Avenue because I love its location. You've got the tram and shops in Hawthorne Road, but you've also got a short walk to Balaclava Road. You can walk to the Caulfield train station. You've got Caulfield Park, you've got the Racecourse Park. So love Northcote, love that location. This is a solid brick, family-sized, one of only 2 that sit on this block. So this is the front property, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double carport, Gary. That's a great home that you can move straight into or add some future value.
Amongst the top 3 or 4 streets in Elstwick, St George's Road will always be featured, Phil, and we have a great opportunity here at 49 St George's Road.
Gary, the potential here is enormous. First of all, this property sits on 756 square metres of land. It is on the west side of the street, so you've got a sunny back garden. You can move into this house while you contemplate your future renovation, subject to council approval, of course, but that is a heritage street, walking distance to Glen Huntley Road and all of the buzz there. St George's Road, as we've spoken about before, is really one of the top 3 or 4 streets of Elstonwick.
Phil, I can't join you there, unfortunately, because I'm going to be doing an auction on Sunday afternoon in Meadow Street. I'll be meeting Daniel Pierre together with Romy Skolnick and auctioning this terrific property in this great-looking block.
Gary, what a beautiful property and what a beautiful block, because there's so much garden area and this apartment overlooks the garden. That's a wonderful home. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's we love that address.
We sure do, Phil. I'll tell you a few other addresses that we love that we're going to feature on GPTV, and that is this property at 36 Fitzgibbon Crescent in Caulfield North, Phil. Tell us a bit
Handled by
about it.
Daniel and Arlene. 4 incredible bedrooms, 3 beautiful bathrooms, double lock-up garage, parking in front. This is a stunning house. You've got everything that opens and shuts. Move straight in, get on with life.
Great address, Fitzgibbon, so close to Caulfield Park and so many terrific amenities. Philip, we have another unique property coming to the market that is a beautiful looking property. I know Leo, Samuel and Izzy Anstey are excited about this home in Belsize Avenue, Carnegie.
Well, what a great address Belsize is. We love that address. We've sold a lot of properties in that street and that immediate area. Leo and Izzy have loved handling this property. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. The most stunning renovation, comes complete with swimming pool. That's, Gary, a house that you can buy and live in forever, as so many people love to do, because Carnegie is one of Melbourne's best suburbs and brilliantly located.
And that's a big wrap, Phil, on GPTV. We are into August now. We are starting to list properties for well into spring now, in September, October, even a few starting to sneak through in November already. So if you wanted to sell in 2025, you'd better get your roller skates on and get down to Gary Pure Associates so we can help you out to get the very best result out there in the market.
2025 is almost done from a real estate perspective, but there is still time to get your house on the market and successfully sold before 2026. Viewers, thanks for watching. I'm Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary Peer. We'll see you next week.